Bella, come here.
Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we're headed out for day 2 of the youth rifle season here in Oklahoma. Emily's going out this morning, hopefully, to knock down one of those bucks from last night, and then Houston's gonna go this evening. If you watch the last video, you'll understand what I'm talking about, but Emily took a shot at a deer last night and hit one of the little support poles on my ground blind, deflected the bullet. We watched it over and over. Here's the thing, that buck came back out right before dark, didn't he, Emily? The big buck, we saw the big buck, he came in, but then the 8-point that you shot at turned around, came right back out and started feeding. It was after shooting light. It was way too dark to film on the camera, and he wasn't injured. That 243 bullet was either completely shattered or just deflected and missed the deer completely. It was heartbreaking. Houston would have sure been excited if you'd killed that 8-point and left his big buck he's wanting to kill alone, huh?
Yeah.
So, what's your game plan this morning? If that 8-point comes back out, are you shooting him, or did that big buck get you excited?
I think I'm gonna get the big buck.
I figured that would happen. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's go give it a shot. You know, Emily, some people say don't ever pass a buck on the first day that you'd kill on the last day. I kind of think that was your theory yesterday. You said, once you looked at me and said, I really don't care, I just want jerky. You got to stay here, Bear. You can't go. You stay. Steve's fixing to yell at us. Shh! Steve! We're going hunting. Shh! Here's your 10-point, or your 8-point, I mean. Where's he? Well, that might not be the same. Pretty sure he is, though. Yeah. So what's the difference? You took a shot at this deer last night.
Because I saw a bigger one.
Oh, the bigger buck got it on your mind, huh?
Yeah.
Stuck on the big one now.
Yeah. And Houston told me to shoot a deer, so I have to shoot the big deer.
Get ready. He's gonna come in here close. You better get ready. Watch your earmuffs. I knew something had him buggered up. Better hurry then. He's in this tall grass somewhere. No deer for you.
No deer.
So, morning number 2, still no deer on the ground. Emily elected not to shoot the buck that she took a shot at last night. So much for that whole don't pass a buck on the first day that you'd kill on the last day. Yeah, she blew that all out of the water. Almost got a coyote. He slipped us, got into the brush, couldn't find him anymore. So we're gonna go back to the house, have a little breakfast, and then Houston will come back out this evening, and maybe we'll get a deer on the ground.
Once again, we're stocked up on the snacks right here.
A pocket full of snacks.
Yeah.
Alright, well Houston and I just got settled in for day 2.
That was risky.
Evening hunt. It's about 4:15, 4:20, something like that. And there were already 2 deer in the field when we got here, but we were able to kind of sneak in. They were working their way out. So the deer are moving early for sure.
Yeah.
I've got high hopes for Houston here.
Me too.
You gonna kill him a buck tonight?
Yeah. Can't find the deer. What is it? That baby doe right there still has spots.
Not the one I'm recording.
Oh. Well, there's one that still has spots.
Yep, that one's right there.
I can barely see it. Oh yeah, I want to kill him. I want to kill him, baby. Let's go for him. Big buck. Oh, the one just came out. That's just big.
He came in last night with that 8-point that he's with right now. The 8-point's the one your sister shot at. Just
Okay, okay.
hang on, hang on. Hang on, wait. There's too many deer, buddy.
There's one right behind him.
Yes. We gotta wait. Going for the 10 or the 8?
What?
10 or the 8?
10.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Shh, hang on. Terrible angle. Terrible angle. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Pete, there's still deer all around us. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they all spooked off, but it's still early. Something happened. Just relax. It's okay.
Once again.
So close. I know. Well, I have no idea why those deer spooked out of here.
There's some more deer coming in, and they're just.
Yeah, I think some other deer might have spooked them or something, but there's still about, I don't know, 8 does in the field scattered around us. And we're hoping these bucks will come back in. Everything's still calm and quiet. They didn't smell us. We didn't do anything wrong. But maybe they just hopped the fence and went off in the trees a little ways and they'll come right back. You think so?
Maybe.
Well, Houston and I are getting settled in for the last morning of the youth rifle season, and
We're really hoping he can get a crack at a buck. He's come so close.
Twice in a row.
Twice in a row, but I feel like this morning he's got a good chance of getting a shot at a buck and wrapping up this youth rifle season. It's been a struggle bus for us this year for youth season.
Yeah.
Usually we come out here, got these deer pretty well patterned, and one of the kids can, or both kids can, knock a deer down pretty quick. But if we don't get one during the youth season, the regular rifle season is in November, so they still have an opportunity. There's about a 2-week rifle season in November and December. So if we don't kill one today, it's not the end of the world, but I bet we can.
I don't think he's going very far.
You think you got him?
Yeah. I didn't go far back that time at all. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we're gonna have to let him sit, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a while. We need to wait on it to get completely daylight so we can even track him.
Yeah.
Well, buddy,
I think I got him this time.
that's the 8-point that Emily shot at and shot the pole on our ground blind a couple nights ago. It's the last morning of youth rifle season, and this was actually the number 2 buck that Houston wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
We have that really big buck. We haven't seen him. Houston hadn't got to see him since the first morning. But this 8-point came in, and well, Houston put the hammer down. I think he made a good shot. We reviewed the footage.
I think he's dead pretty soon.
Yeah, we're gonna give him about 20 or 30 minutes before we go check. But I think we got a deer down.
Yeah. That time, I was actually paying attention to what I was really doing perfectly, and I was lining him up perfectly, but it was kind of harder this morning because it's foggy. You can see my breath right now.
You can see your breath, but I wouldn't say it's foggy.
Well, through the scope, it looked foggy.
You might have fogged the scope up breathing on it. You were over here going,
That's probably it.
I kept saying breathe, and he was like,
I know, because
got a little buck fever this morning, did you?
I got a lot of buck fever. Dad, are you confident that the deer's down already?
I'm pretty confident, yeah. I think you made a good shot. All right, Houston and I have given this deer about 45 or 50 minutes, and we got out of the blind and got on the blood trail, and he came right down this fence line, but we decided to go ahead and go back to the house, gather up the dogs, because last year Bella and Gemma 100% helped us find Emily's deer, so I want to get them to get a little practice in. We do have a pretty good blood trail right here across the grass, so we know where he went through the fence, and he headed straight into the timber that way.
blood trail right there.
Gemma, Gemma, Gemma.
He does get me the goods. Let's see. Tiny drop of blood's right here. Bella, come here. Bella, no this. No.
Man.
We can never find my deer. We haven't even found it. It's been like 2 hours.
Well, that's pretty much a wrap on the youth rifle season for us. Not the result we were looking for. So, Houston and I looked for that deer until almost lunchtime. We tracked blood. He was bleeding, but not a great blood trail. But we tracked him for about 150 yards into the timber and then completely lost him. The dogs weren't able to help us at all. And I searched and searched, and I bet I searched for an hour and a half after finding the last drop of blood. And I was pretty confident. I thought Houston made a decent shot on this deer. Came back home, pulled the card out of the camera, and watched it back. Houston didn't make a lethal shot on that deer. And that's just a hard pill to swallow. It's really hard for him. That boy is down in the dumps. He was kind of tearing up a little bit on me, but it happens to every deer hunter out there. It happens. You know, when he was lining up for the shot this morning, I had to stop him and tell him to take a couple breaths, because it wasn't even that cold, but his teeth were chattering and he was shaking. He was just excited, and it's part of deer hunting. It's part of learning. The last thing that I want to see is an animal suffer. These deer, white-tailed deer, are incredibly tough. We had a doe here several years ago that got shot by one of our neighbors or somebody on the public land. I saw her one morning, had an arrow sticking out both sides of her neck, and I came to the house to get a gun just to put her down, and I couldn't find her again. A few days later, she came back up and had 2 big old wounds on both sides, and the arrow was gone. I don't know how she got it out, but she did. This deer definitely is going to be a 3-legged deer, no doubt. I'm not going to show a bunch of the footage, but after I slowed it down in slow motion, there's no doubt he shot about 6 inches too low, and it's all a leg shot. And I don't like to see an animal suffer. I'll probably get out and do some bow hunting within the next week or so, and try to see if we can get this deer down. But I have complete confidence that if I don't see that deer, he will survive. Matter of fact, he'll probably still be around during the regular rifle season. And it sucks. It's the pits, you know, and Houston was kind of torn on whether we should share this stuff or not. He's, you know, I would be embarrassed about it myself as an adult, much less a 9-year-old kid. It's not that he did anything wrong. It just literally happens sometimes. We'll go out and check the rifle again just to make sure it's still sighted in, but it was before season. Anything could happen. But I think it was just a 9-year-old that got really, really excited and nervous and didn't quite pull the shot off. But youth rifle season was rough on the Arms family kids this year. Emily had a chance, same buck. Emily had a chance at the same buck and shot that support post on the ground blind. It happens. It is what it is. And then Houston had a couple opportunities, a couple blown opportunities, and then this morning, that little 8-point buck got him too excited. He just wasn't able to close the deal on it. But it is what it is. I can't imagine any other life. I do feel bad for the deer, but I'm incredibly blessed to be able to sit out there in the woods with my kids. This was an awesome weekend. We saw so many deer. I mean, at one time, Emily and I think we counted 26 deer in the field at one time. And not in one spot. They're scattered all around the field, but there was just deer everywhere. There, multiple times, almost every time we went hunting, there was deer in the field at some point throughout. I mean, basically the whole time. A deer somewhere in the field, the whole sit. And that's how I like to get kids in the woods. I don't want to take a kid hunting and sit out there for 4 hours and see one deer. I'd much rather teach them and get them excited and let them watch deer, let them see how the deer act in the woods, see how they react to one another. You know, we had pigs come in this morning before camera light and bumped a couple deer out, then the pigs left and the deer came right back in. So, you know, it's good for the kids to learn. I'm proud of both of them. Emily and Houston both, they stayed awake basically the whole time, and that's a success in my book for taking kids and putting them in a ground blind. Usually Emily gets out there and conks out, but you know, maybe a little bit of a learning year for my kids. They've both been very fortunate in the past to go out and hunt and just shoot the deer, and they fall within either right there or really close, and maybe a good learning experience for them. A little bit of a life lesson that it's not always as easy as it looks. But anyways, I guess that's a wrap on youth season. The regular gun season, you know, we'll probably get the kids back out and let them do some hunting then. I may do some bow hunting between now and then. We got a muzzleloader season coming up, so that's not the only deer hunting we're going to do this year. I promise you, we'll get some venison meat in the freezer before long. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.